Okay, my first question to you is, how did your career begin? How did you get started as a musician?
Well, let's see. As far as getting interested in music, I was interested at an early age. About 8, I wanted to have piano lessons, and my parents, it could be just a phase, and it took a little bit, but then after a bit, they realized I was going to be more serious about it, and we bought a piano, and they started me on lessons, and that's where it really began. I was always interested in music, though. But as far as career goes, I've been a church musician primarily since Lutheran church musician since about 1983.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a long time. I got my first job as an organist in high school, and even during my younger years, I would play the piano for Vacation Bible School and little other things that happened at church. That's kind of where I got started. But then in college, really, I became more interested in jazz and just decided to pursue that style and try to understand it. And I got into a bunch of groups, a big band, with the Rock Valley Big Band in Rockford, Illinois here, in junior college, and then several combos when I went to 4-year college. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of the background.
Yeah, and you're still doing it. You're still in a band, right? With I know you're friends with a friend of mine, Mike Williamson. Y'all are in a band together. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm still playing with Mike. Lately, I haven't been able to because of COVID, but I really enjoy that. And I'm also in a jazz group called the Groove Hotel. And it's a fun group. There's not really vocals in it, except, there is one. We do have a vocalist that comes in sometimes, and she's great. But we get to do some of our own music in there too. It's music that we've written in the band, the Groove Hotel. So that's a really fun. That's a different kind of an outlet. Where Mike's style is more of a nightclub or cabaret even sometimes, and it's fun. It's a great style of its own. And then, but also I get to do some straight up jazz with the Groove Hotel, and that's fun.
Yeah, that's great. You get to mix it up a little bit. You do the lounge singing, the nightclub, cabaret stuff, and then the jazz music.
Yep. Right. And then still on Sunday morning, I still play for church.
Well, that's good. At least you enjoy, you have to enjoy what you do. You have to have fun.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right.
What do you find is the most challenging part of being a musician? Most challenging or the most difficult?
Well, I guess, I've been really blessed that I have constant work, that I can stay busy, particularly with the church, but then with Mike, he has regular gigs, so I haven't really had to work very hard at that, but I guess the hard part for me is that I always have to be sure I have something on the back burner, because I just never know when that steady job is going to go away. Music jobs are like that. Typically, you don't have anything very steady, and I'm lucky to have things as steady as I do. But I always have the thought that if something goes away, what will I do? And so I'm always trying to have a back burner plan going. I guess that's the most challenging thing. The other challenging thing is because I played three different things: church, jazz, and cabaret. It's sometimes it's hard to keep it all together, especially when it gets to be a busy season. That would be the other challenge. Sometimes it just I get a little crazy trying to remember all the details and everything. So those are the two things I'd say. Just if you spread yourself too thin, which I have, maybe in the last couple of years, COVID actually has helped me calm it down a little bit because some of the things are just not out there to play anymore. So I've gotten to hunker back down and get my bearings, and in some ways it's been good. Of course, there's a lot of things that are not good about it, but anyway, that's it.
Yeah, it's a great business to be in. It's not for everybody, being a musician, but
right.
I'm not a musician. I'm an actor, but I'm a radio show host, and I've promoted many musicians throughout my radio show, and it's fun, and it's not for everyone, but if you have the passion for it and you love it, you're gonna be in it for the long haul. You're gonna be in it to win.
Right. Yeah. Well, I sure appreciate that too. It's good to have people like you out there supporting us.
Well, thank you. I try. I try. My next question to you is, what is your advice to people who want to be a musician? I know we just talked about that a little bit, but, you have to have a thick skin, and it's a tough business.
Yeah, it is true. To me, what has served me well is that I tried to be diverse. Mm-hmm. Right? I wanted to learn different styles, so I would just say to people, from as early as you can, follow all the different styles a little bit that you are interested in. I mean, don't do it just because you have to. I mean, do the ones that you love, but kind of follow more than one thing and be as useful as you can to as many situations as you can, because that's the way you'll pick up a little more work. I play keyboard, but then in college I also played bass a lot. So I was working a lot at school too, and I had to accompany people on the piano for their recitals. At the same time, I was in several jazz combos, and I had jazz majors having me play on their recitals, sometimes bass on their recitals. And so just the fact you could do many different things made it so you could work more. So if you want to make a living at it or make a go of it as a performer, at least, you need to be as versatile as you can.
Absolutely. Do as many things as you can, and there's always room to learn. You never stop learning.
That is so true, yes.
Definitely. Do you have any upcoming gigs, or has everything just kind of, I know everything with COVID has kind of slowed down, but do you have anything?
It has. I don't have any gigs coming up right now. I know Mike is actually still working up at the Butterfly, but because members of my immediate family are involved with the medical field, the people in the health system don't want them or any of their family traveling out of state, and it is just across into Wisconsin where we play normally. So they've really told me that I shouldn't be playing just for the risk of COVID. So that did kind of shut gigs down. I feel bad I haven't been able to play with Mike over the last month or two. And the Groove Hotel pretty much has no gigs right now. But one thing I do with the church, I am putting on a Christmas concert. And what I did is, over the last several months, I arranged a lot of the things. I've used some choir anthems. And what I did is I brought people in small groups at a time and rehearsed them and then recorded them. And then I bring in the next small group at a time and rehearse and record them. And a lot of times I'll layer it over in order to make a choir. And I did that also with a handbell choir and, several other groups as well. So we're going to be releasing the Christmas concert on YouTube next week sometime, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on how long editing takes. But the concert is called "With God, All Things Are Possible," and it's a Christmas concert put on by St. Mark Lutheran Church in Rockford, Illinois. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's interested in seeing it, it'll be available any time after probably Wednesday. And they can just look up St. Mark Lutheran Church in Rockford and find our YouTube channel, and you'll see you can watch our concert then.
Excellent. I'll have to check it out. That sounds very interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I've done a fair amount of composing and arranging for it too, so that has kept me busy, even though I'm not gigging as much.
absolutely, and it's good to stay busy, like I said, especially when you're having fun. You have to keep going in life. Absolutely.
Yep, that is correct.
Well, Mr. Rubb, thank you very much for letting me interview you. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'm glad we were able to finally do this. So, thank you.
Yeah, me too. You're very welcome. Thanks for considering me, and it was fun to talk to you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was composer and musician Mr. Bob Rubb III. Thank you very much for listening. Join us next time, and let's see. We have a few more interviews coming up, but nothing concrete. Luca Ellis next week, singer and a musician, and actress S.J. Mendelson. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, God bless.